To subtract two numbers, the first thing we need to do is line up the things that have the same place value. And then 4 is smaller than 6, so I have to borrow. And 14 minus 6 is 8. 7 minus 2 is 5. 3 is too small, so I have to borrow. 13 minus 4 is 9. 5 is too small, so I have to borrow. 15 minus 7 is 8. And 6 minus 2 is 4. So we get 48,958. I copied this one out of your book, and then I was a little shocked when I divided on the calculator to find out it does not come out even. So we're going to round to the nearest hundredth. The one on the test comes out fine. 17 will go into 29 once, and subtract, and we get 12. Bring down the 8. 17 will go into 128 7 times. 7 times 7 is 49. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 1 is 11. And subtract, and all I have left is 9. Bring down the 4. And 17 will go into 94 5 times. 7 times 5 is 35. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. Subtract, and we get 9 again. And I'm out of digits up there, so I'm going to put some zeros. 17 will go into 90 5 times. So 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. Subtract, and I get 5. Bring down to the last zero I'm going to do, and I get 50. And 17 will go into 50 twice. The next digit, I'm running out of room here. I'm going to round to the 10th place instead. I'm making up the directions. I can do that. So it's going to be approximately 175.5. Again, it's a multiple choice test. So if your answer isn't one of the choices, look back for your mistake. You don't get to use a calculator on this part. Okay, this one's actually a step harder than what's on your final. It says round the numbers to the nearest thousands. Normally we'd say 1,000. Then perform the indicated operation. So it'd be 4,000 plus 5,000 is 9,000. There's no adding on the final. Their rounding is more complicated because it's one that it moves more than one place value, but it's just rounding. Okay, this is simplifying using order of operations. So I need to perform multiplication before addition. So I'd have 3 plus 20 is 23. The order of operations one, the decimal that's in front of the 4 is just something I clipped out on accident. So I need 4 minus 2 times 1 is 2 plus 6. And then I'm just going to move left to right. So 4 minus 2 is 2 plus 6 is 8. 3 squared means 3 times 3, so that's 9 plus 4 is 13. We're adding, and they gave us a common denominator, so life is good. 13 plus 5 is 18, and our common denominator was 21. And then we can reduce it by 3, so that would be 6/7. There are two ways to get a least common denominator. I'm going to do one way in this problem and a different way on the next one. So I could just start taking 36 and multiplying it by 2, and I get 72. And then I'm going to start out with 24 and see if I can get it to match. 24 times 2 is 48. 24 times 3 is 72. So 72 would be my least common denominator. Happen to be that those two are pretty close together. Directions say simplify it completely. We need to subtract, and before we can subtract, we need a common denominator. So I could get factors of 12 or 4 and 3, or 2 and 2 all the way down to primes. 15, all I can do is 3 times 5. Okay, so they both have a 3, The 15 has a 5 the 12 doesn't have, and the 12 has 2 2s the 15 doesn't have. So if I take 3 times 5 times 2 times 2, I get the least common multiple, which would be 60. So I'm going to rewrite this 7 12ths and 4 15ths. I like the vertical format, gives me room to work. So the 12 had a 3 and the 2 times 2, it just needs the 5. The 15 had 3 times 5, but it needs another factor of 4. So I get 35 over 60 minus 16 over 60. My common denominator is 60, don't have to worry about that. 35 minus 16 is 19, so I can't reduce anymore. I am done. Now they want us to multiply and write the answer in simplest form. The easiest way to do that is to cancel before you even multiply. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So now all I have left to do is multiply straight across. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. And we are done.